Hi Zini, my name is Lucia Mali, also known as the Tooth Fairy, and welcome to my channel. For those who are returning, you already know what it is. Welcome back. And for those who are seeing my face for the very first time, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a dental student who's currently studying at UWC in Cape Town, and I post all things dentistry, girl talk, girl tips, advice, and a whole lot of vlogs. So today we're gonna talk about dentistry, but in a more negative way, in a more realistic ways, because a lot of people who are on TikTok or Instagram really just think dentistry is an expensive art class, which is so not true. It's more than just creating some beautiful dental work. It's about the academics, it's about dealing with patients, and a whole lot of stuff in between. And this video is gonna be the most realistic video that talks about or describes what dentistry actually is about. Today's topic, reasons why I hate studying dentistry. Number one, dentistry is so quota dependent. Each discipline we have to complete a number of quotas in order to pass the year, or for my sake, to actually freaking graduate. If you book a new patient, for instance, in Crown and Bridge, and the patient ends up needing, let's say, an implant or a partial denture, now you're kind of stuck in between if I should treat this patient further. Maybe you already have enough quotas for pros and you don't need another pros patient. A lot of times patients get sent back into the system and they don't end up getting the treatment that they need until the next year. It's a disadvantage for patients. It's a waste of time for students because you don't end up getting what you need and the patient doesn't get treated in the end. Number two, there's a lot of underlying racism and sexism in dentistry. Whitey. If you're black, nothing for you, but if you're white, there's something for you. The racism doesn't necessarily come from supervisors or lab technicians or the actual staff, come from patients, and it's very discouraging and very very painful to be told as an African student that you are inadequate or cannot produce the same work quality as your white counterparts. And with the sexism part is that a lot of male patients don't have the confidence in you or believe that you could actually do something as simple as extracting a tooth because they're a man and their teeth somehow are stronger or whatever. They would say things like that will imply that maybe you are not fully qualified to treat them. This one time I had a patient who would complain each and every session, and she would always complain to my friend. She would always go to this girl and complain to her about she doesn't like the way I work, or I'm always calling her in late, or I don't do this, there's too much water during the procedure. She would always come up with some lousy thing to complain about, and she would never fully address things with me. She would rather complain to the white student about me. It was very annoying because I tried my level best to treat this patient to the best of my abilities, but nothing made her happy. I mean, come on, water. How am I supposed to control? Do you know how much? The lady was complaining about water. Do you know how, like, there's a lot of water involved in dentistry? So if you don't want to get wet or you don't want to have something in your mouth, girl, what are you doing at the dentist? Like, she would also try and talk to my supervisors after every clinical session and be like, is it possible if I get a different student and stuff? And my supervisor would always be like, no, she's gonna treat you. And she would say nasty things like the other students who used to work on it did a much better job, and guess what color those students were? Exactly. So racism, and sometimes yes, you do get it from the staff themselves. I'm not gonna name names, child. Being black in dentistry, you gon' suffer, you gon' suffer, you gon' cry. Number three, people expecting you to know how to deal with children when you don't even have any of your own. So in peds, a lot can happen. There'll be kids playing in the background with the soccer ball, your supervisor hovering over your shoulder to check if the restoration is fine. Meanwhile, there's a kid right next door to you in the next cubicle who's crying because their teeth are being taken out. So like there's a whole lot of emotions that happen in pediatric clinics. Most of the time, like the patient's parents take it for granted that some of us students, obviously there are who have children, but some of us don't have children, and some of us, like myself, am the last born, so I don't really know how to deal with children or interact with children. Although I do love children, I think they're super cute. When the child is very compliant, I can get my work done super quickly and can do a lot in 2 hours. But there are times when I get to meet patients who are so uncompliant, who don't want to open their mouth, who don't want you to touch them, let alone open their mouth. They don't want to do x-rays, they cry. Some of the kids actually cry immediately when they walk into the clinic. So it's like, what do I do? It's so difficult when the patient's parent is not helping you discipline the child, to try to get the child to calm down. They're just watching you like, and it's like, girl, get your child. Like, what is this? Number 4, balancing academics and clinics. There's no time to do anything. This is so true. It's so difficult balancing your clinics and your academics. A lot of people think that dentistry is just all about the clinics. Yes, that's what most of us post, us being cute in the labs, doing our little restos. It creates this illusion that dentistry is all about the clinics, but there's also the academic side, guys, that we don't post. Us studying for the test, after coming back from clinics, we end our days at 4 o'clock, so 4 p.m. now you have to wait for the bus. Then when you get to main campus, you go to your room, you're hungry first of all, so you need to eat something. After you eat, you realize, no man, I actually need a nap. Then you end up taking a nap for 2 hours, and then you're left with just a small fraction of the night to save the semester. Number 5, wearing the same scrubs every single day. Guys, I don't know about you, but it's so depressing wearing the same thing every single day. And that blue, oh, I hate that blue. I will never wear that shade of blue in my professional career. I am so sorry, child. I'm done with the blue. I just want to be a bad bitch. 6, dealing with patients is so mentally draining. Guys, never give patients your personal number. My friend had taught me that it's best to have a business WhatsApp and your personal WhatsApp. Your business WhatsApp is where you arrange all these appointments with your patients so you can communicate with them professionally and boundaries are not crossed. And also the time that you communicate with them. Patient can't be texting you at 12 or during clinical sessions or trying to call you because you're busy with, either you're busy with your studies or you're busy with another patient. So also after hours, like, come on, no one wants to deal with that stress of work after hours. Sometimes they'll be texting you, trying to get an appointment, and you really can't see them or you really can't help them, and you already gave them advice on what they should do, but they're still pressurizing you, they're still going after you, and it's like, girl, let me breathe, like, you're on me. The whole thing of us booking our own patients, this is some extra work that is just not like aligning with my brand of protecting my mental health. So funny how you could actually call them the day before the appointment and you'd be like, oh, are you still coming to your appointment tomorrow? And they'd be like, yeah. And then chiki tomorrow, maybe an hour after the appointment, you call them again and be like, oh, hi ma'am, are you still coming for your appointment? Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you, I can't make it to the appointment because of that. So no patient, no quota. The degree is too long. Dentistry takes 5 years to complete. It's like high school all over again. And some of y'all will think that it's not really a long time, but actually when you think about what happens in 5 years, I mean, I am not the same person I was in first year. I have new experiences. A lot has happened. I've lost a lot of people. I've lost myself. There are people that you entered university with that who aren't graduated, buying cars, buying first apartments, having babies, getting married, and it's almost as if I feel stuck because all I've been for the past 5 years is be a student. And yes, there is the things in between, but if I just summarize this whole 5 years from 2019 to 2023, all I've done is be a student. I just almost feel as though, what have I done in this past 5 years to actually say, wow, you know? And I think I haven't really had a big milestone in the past 5 years. I've just had a lot of trauma relating to school and relating to my personal life. What was the milestone? What was the big? Number 8, I hate the fast pace of dentistry, especially in 4th year, you guys. 4th year was a monster. I wrote 12 exams into OSCE in a space of 2 weeks. My mental health was 0, non-existent. I was a zombie. I would come home from writing a paper. It could have went well, maybe it didn't, and then I would just get home, sleep, wake up, maybe eat some bread. I didn't even have time to cook, and then get up, join my friends, buy some BioPlus, and study the whole night. I would study the whole night, go take a shower, and get on the bus. That was my life. Going to your room and sleeping on your bed, chances are you are gonna sleep the whole night. The chances were very, very high, guys. It was playing Russian roulette if you go sleep in your actual comfortable bed. And this year is all about clinics. It's just you're just chasing all these quotas. So it's a very, very fast-paced course. Number 9, I hate the constant comparisons done, being measured by your quotas, and just the constant competition everyone is in. So a lot of times you're always comparing yourselves to others, or others are comparing themselves to you in terms of the work that you have done. So if I were to say, oh, I haven't done a certain procedure or this number of quotas yet in this clinic, someone else would be like, oh really, you haven't? Like, what have you been doing? Like, why have you been wasting your time? And the thing is, circumstances are not the same. You might have had really compliant patients who are willing to work with you, whereas I have been struggling to keep my patients because they're disrespectful, they don't want to work with me. Now a lot of people are done with their quotas, they're going home, they're not in the clinics are getting empty and it's getting scary, and I'm still there. Number 10, being far away from home has been difficult for me. I am from Eqabecha, in case y'all didn't know. I am a PE girl, city girl, and it's been hard being away from home, especially the first year that I arrived. I was going through a lot of things. I was trying to make friends, was trying to discover myself. So it was a lot going on at the same time. The reason why I miss home is because of the people there. I miss my siblings, I miss my cousins, I miss my friends, and I miss my parents. My father has played a really big role in me becoming more independent and also working extremely hard in school to be able to even get into dental school. So he's always been pushing me to study, pushing me to get those academic certificates all my life. And not having him part of my uni experience was so tough because I didn't have that daily motivation that I was so used to, that daily you can do it, Luba. It's so small, but it means the world. And for some reason, every time he said I can do it, I felt like I can do it. And I just miss that. Sometimes I'm just like having the worst day and I don't want to study, I don't want to do my assignment, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't want to wake up and go to clinics. And I just wish I had him just, it just pushed me every single day to do my best. I mean, I'm an adult, I have to do it myself, I know, but it's really nice having that external source of support. And I have to call him and I get it once a month or once every 2 weeks now. It's just so different now. Your last one, you're expected to know everything about everything every day. In the clinics, it's not just knowing the procedure. You have to know why you're doing the procedure, what materials you're going to use for this procedure, why you're using these materials for this procedure, what are the contraindications for this procedure, if something goes wrong, what would you do? Sometimes it gets overwhelming. Sometimes you do prepare and you think, wow, I really prepared well for today. I know exactly what I'm going to do, why I'm going to do it, and which materials to use. It's one question that gets you off. You could be answering, you could be flowing, the answers are just flowing out of you. But the minute they ask that one question, it's like the whole session is gone. You don't know your work. Sometimes you know the answer, but then you don't answer it the way they actually want you to answer it. And then you're just like, girl, this is what I said. You just use a different term. different adjective. And this idea of one, like having someone know everything in dentistry is like so crazy to me, because they also go to other supervisors and ask for second opinions. Why do they put us under so much pressure to know every single thing when them themselves don't know every single thing? Anyways guys, that is it. You have reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Guys, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a productive week. May God bless you, and I'll see you next Sunday.